I am Sanjay Jain. I am from Elanco, where into commercial refrigeration. So you can't hear me? Oh, okay, good afternoon everyone. I hope now I'm loud and clear. Very warm welcome to all of you. Thanks for coming in today. Today is a very important day. And for Goa, it's a very, very important day because we are talking about something which is very close to all of you. And it impacts tourism. So it is the livelihood, I'll say, the bread and butter for Goa. So we are talking about Saksham. Let me brief you what is Saksham. So almost a year back, Elanco, in collaboration with Hospitality Consultant Forum, decided to bring about a change in the mindset, I would say. The first thing which we need to conquer is by creating awareness. And we said awareness can only get created when people understand and appreciate why something should be done. Otherwise it remains just one tick in another box which you comply with. In our industry, because we work with refrigeration, so food industry is one of the biggest sector which we cater to. The safety, sustainability and compliance, these are the three things which are most important. We decided that we will now create awareness campaign by doing a seminar, a full day seminar across India in all the cities, the leading cities, and create awareness. See, what happens is when you go to a 5-star probably like Vivanta or any Oberoi or big chains like McDonald's, they have a huge ecosystem which takes care of all of these things because they have people who are trained. But when you walk into Shack or when you walk into a small restaurant or a bar, are they aware? Do they appreciate the need for compliances, not because there is a legal angle, but because it is important for their business and for the ecosystem per se. It's a movement. So today, I said it's very important because today you're joining to create a movement. We need to create awareness. We need to win people by saying, I do it because I believe in it, not because somebody from fire department will come and shut us or somebody from food department will come and fine us. But because we believe that we have to give quality product, we have to have safety, we believe in sustainability. So these were the three things which we started. We have so far done seminar in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Delhi, Jaipur. This is the 6th one. So we are trying to do one every 2 months. Do this seminar, reach out to all the eateries or anybody who is involved into food ecosystem, call them, invite them, create awareness. So that is the whole idea. Today we are doing this press meet because nothing better than have the authorities tell us why it is important. So I have Shweta ma'am. She is the director in FDA in Goa. She heads the Goa state. And Mr. Raikar, who heads the fire safety, was to come. Unfortunately, is busy. So he has sent Mr. Shripad Gaule, who is heading the North Goa, and they will be there. I have Arvind ji, who is part of the Hospitality Consultant Forum, our education or I'll say knowledge partner. So as part of this journey, I would like to now hand over the mic to Shweta ma'am to share the importance. Thank
you. Good afternoon all. First of all, I congratulate Saksham and his entire team for coming to Goa, for creating awareness about the food safety to all the stakeholders in Goa. As we all know, food safety is a very important aspect. As far as food safety is concerned, along with the food safety, the sustainability is equally important. So food safety is not only the responsibility of the government, of the FDA. We at FDA, you all know, is the regulator or the enforcement department, which carries out lots of enforcement activities in each and every corner of Goa, right from the small gadas to the restaurant, to the roadside eateries, to the grocery shops, to the supermarkets, and through the risk-based inspection approach which we follow, as well as drawing the samples of the various food items which are available in Goa, which has been manufactured in Goa or sold in each and every corner of Goa. And those samples are being tested at the approved FSSAI approved and the NABL accredited lab. And as per the results, whether they are the unsafe or the in case of unsafe or the substandard foods, accordingly the legal actions have been taken and the offenders, the FPOs, have been penalized. So at the same time, since the food safety is not our department only responsibility, it's a shared responsibility, I would say. It is each and every person, as a consumer or as a stakeholder, as each and every individual, each one of us is responsible. So for that, our department, along with the enforcement activities, also carries out promoting the Eat Right initiatives of FSSAI. As we all know, FSSAI is the apex regulator of the food safety, which gives us the directions and frames the regulations. And these regulations are over the entire nation are followed to ensure the safe and nutritious food is available to the general public. And through the initiatives, we ensure that each and every consumer or each and every food business operator have been trained in the fast track training to ensure that the individual hygiene is maintained. At the same time, he maintains the hygiene in his surrounding areas where the food is being prepared or food is being served. So, just imagine when you are having one rice plate, simple the staple food in Goa. When we are having a rice plate, there's so much of so many steps are involved in that. Right from the growing of the rice, the transfer of the cultivation of the field. It starts from the agriculture. From there, from the rice, it has to go to the different mills processing. From there, it has to come to the store. From different stores, finally, it has to come to your kitchen. Or it has to come to the FPO's kitchen where the FPO is practicing is the firm. And then the second comes the coconut to make the rice curry, or the fish in that sense, or the chicken, or the vegetables. It requires many steps are involved and many individuals are involved in many steps. So food safety is each and every step the food safety is required. So that is the reason we try to create lots and lots of awareness through the seminars, through the workshops. And this is one of the steps where the Saksham is here today in Goa to create awareness among all the people, all the stakeholders, all the FBOs about the food safety, about how to maintain food hygiene, and so that as a consumer gets the safe and the nutritious and the hygienic food. So I wish Saksham and his team all the best for this seminar here in Goa.
Thank you, ma'am. So, you have been reading a lot about how the regulators are enforcing, but time has come when we as a consumer also need to ask, is it safe? So recently, if you remember, we had a fire incident in Delhi. Last year we had it in Goa. A small thing can lead to a big tragedy, and it impacts not only people but also the entire tourism or the awareness outside India that is India safe. And the Goa economy also depends a lot on tourism, whether it is from India or abroad. So this is becoming very, very vital, and I would request Shivpal sir to kindly share his thoughts.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Dignitaries on the days and all the media personals over here. As Jane has rightly pointed out, that Goa being a tourism destination, it has become a important place wherein footfall of the tourist is much more than the other. Fire safety plays a critical role in safeguarding the people coming over here to boost the morals of the tourists in the state of Goa. Fire service has been trying to develop a culture in view of fire prevention, preparedness, and emergency responses. Also, it would be rather good to say that fire NOC should not be only a mandatory compliance, but it should be management responsibility to see that fire safety norms at the place or wherever in the occupancy is complied with and maintained as per the standards, local standards and international standards. So fire department is also having two jobs, that is it's attending number of calls that we receive because it is multi-hazard agencies where we respond to each and every calls that we received in different categories and try to respond within the specified time. And we are called the first responders for emergency and fire calls. So as far as fire compliances in different categories is concerned, we follow National Building Codes of India, wherein there are around 9 categories of occupancies, and as far as hospitality is concerned, it comes under a residential group. As Jane has rightly pointed out that A4 and A5 categories, A5 and A6 categories, they comply with the standards as they are 4-star or 5-star occupancies, where whatever requirement as per National Building Code is required or as per the local authority, it is being complied. But when it comes to other occupancies like restaurant or guest houses, boarding, lodging, compliance is not that much taken care of. But then, as I said, that it is an individual responsibility to see that all the occupants in the premises are safe in fire safety. So we have our guidelines and online portal. The particular owner or occupant has to apply for the NOCs, and accordingly inspections are carried out, and then recommendations are issued to the particular premises as per the risk analysis, and then the fire compliances are done and the NOCs are issued. So as usual, all the public, when as a tourist or when you are going to any hospitality or in a hotel, I think it is an individual responsibility that they look out at the premises. What is the structure they are entering into it, and at which floor they are occupying the place. What are the alternative exits in case of anything goes wrong in case of any emergencies. And it is on the part of the owner that they have to give some, they should have fire safety policy in place, which should be properly displayed at the entrance. Evacuation plan should be properly should be displayed, and the person or the tourist who are entering or staying in a hotel, they should be made aware of it, so that in case of any emergencies, they can immediately get out of the premises to the ultimate safety. So this is an important aspect that they should follow it up, because we know that when a person as a tourist comes, they have their different attitudes, and when as a responsible owner, they should be able to give best to their customers. So all the fire protection system that is need to be complied. It should be properly complied. They should have a fire prevention inspection monthly or daily basis. And as far as hotels are concerned, it has different utilities also. Like they have restaurants, then banquet halls where the assembly of the persons are more than required. So when the footfalls increases, the risk is also increased. And if something goes out, all electrical connections, others should be properly taken care of. And they should have a public address system in place so that if anything goes wrong or if emergency occurs, they should be able to evacuate the people from that place within the required time span. So notifiers, that is what is required in hotels. As far as training is concerned, it's very, very important because when you don't know what to do in case of fire or other emergency, that creates a problem, and then the problems start. If we take a the incident which took place last year in Goa, I think if training was given, proper training was there, then many lives could have been saved. You should be aware of what are the activities that those are being carried out in particular premises where you are occupying. So it's I think along with the responsibility of the owner, it's also an individual responsibility wherein we need to consider our life safety, and if you are able to manage yourself to save your life, then I think everybody can take responsibility of their own and then can come to the ultimate safety place and save their life. As far as agencies are concerned, like fire department and other stakeholders are concerned, when such a fire take place or any emergency take place, they have their protocol in place. They will come, they will start evacuating the people, rescue the people, and then simultaneously carry out the firefighting operations till the fire is under control or the emergency is under control. So I think we need to stress on the fact that fire safety or whatever safety emergency is there, we should train ourselves to tackle those emergency as per whether it is natural calamity or artificial calamities. And we should be prepared for this. And for preparedness, we need to conduct mock drills. So these mock drills should be periodically conducted in the premises so that visitors and all the employees and the occupiers are aware of the things which, in case of emergency, what they have to do. If they can manage this thing, I think we'll be able to give a safe place for an occupier in the premises. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri Prasad, for enlightening us, and I would like to extend a small incident which I learned in one of the seminars. So while you will have systems, but what is important is training and awareness. And this happened in one of the 5-star hotel in Turkey, Arvind sir? Yeah. So breakfast was being cooked and there was a small flame, and the chef didn't realize, and he poured water, and I think it spread through the chimney, and I think 80 odd people died. It was a 5-star hotel, one of the finest hotel in Turkey. Full training, full compliance, but lack of knowledge. So as Shripat sir said, knowledge is power, and that is something which is very, very important. So moving on, we had elaborate inputs on food and fire. So we have covered the two critical subjects we are talking about on the compliance and fire safety. The next most important thing, which unfortunately there are no, as of now I have not heard if there is a legal enforcement on the sustainability. It's more of a buzzword, we'll say, because most people talk about as a fashion like AI, but it is more than that. We are supposed to give back to Mother Earth because things are changing. We all talk about environment and everything else, but are we doing it? So the best thing is when something is not enforced is to create awareness, because if people are more knowledgeable, if people are aware, probably if even 2 out of 10 say, okay, we will do that, our job is done. So on this subject, let me request Arvind sir, who represents Hospitality Consult Forum, and he's the secretary of that, and he's based out of Bangalore, to elaborate more as what we actually cover into this. So,
good evening, everyone. 1 year back, when Elantro and Hospitality Consultants Forum got together to launch Saksham, we knew that this was something that the market required, but we were not sure how the response or how successful it's going to be. But I think it's quite safe to say, with the presence of ma'am today and Shripad sir, thank you very much for having taken time out from your busy schedules. I think it's a no-brainer that Sanjay ji started off on the right path, and we are happy to be knowledge partners here. India has over 1.4 billion people, and it's only increasing day by day. We have about anywhere between 3 to 3.5 million registered F&B businesses and thousands more of unregistered ones. So frankly, I think it's quite unfair to expect the government to keep pushing to say, keep it safe, keep it compliant, and like Sanjay ji said, we haven't even got to the sustenance part yet. So Saksham was started to create awareness and to make this a voluntary and proactive measure towards these 3 pillars of safety, compliance and sustainability, rather than something that was being thrust down from Shweta madam's department or from Shripad sir's department or such. And I'm sure, unfortunately, places like Goa have borne the brunt of it in the recent past with all the incidents that have happened, leaving a scar on the tourist map. Coming to sustenance, today it is not law, but if you look at a lot of the countries outside India, there are laws which have come into play, or there are a lot of incentives that have come into play to see how businesses can be made sustainable, so that it not only leaves a better place for all our children and for the next generations, but it also gives benefit to the organizations that are adapting that. And that is one area where I think we still have a lot of improvement to do. But even starting with safety and compliance, the 2 pillars that all of us eat, live and breathe around on a daily basis, I think it's high time we put our hands together to work with the government rather than only point fingers at the government when there is a problem, to say, why didn't somebody check this, or why wasn't it told before, or why is it different? So awareness about how things should be, either as a consumer or as a restaurant operator or an entrepreneur. What are the basics that we can follow without a huge cost impact? And what needs to be done in emergency situations? These are typically the kind of things that a Saksham program covers. In fact, recently we did a Saksham Connect program with the catering community in Jaipur, where they had over 6,000 members from across the country attend. And the kind of response that the catering association turned out wanting us to, immediately start doing sessions, including in Goa, where Mr. Girish Desai, one of the key people, said that they have about 200 members that they want to do trainings and all that. I think we are on the right path. So Saksham in Goa, day after tomorrow, is definitely going to be a game changer, and we would request each and every one of you to participate and also put out the word to anybody who is associated in any which way with the F&B or hospitality business, so that we can make this a safer place, and whether it's compliant or sustainable, let's work towards that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arvind sir. So I would like to now keep the floor open. If you would like to ask any question to any of our members, please.
I wanted to know when is the seminar and will we be the participant?
So the seminar is in Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee Stadium on the 14th. It will start at 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. We have a list of some very acclaimed speakers and experts in their field coming from across the country, and we are inviting all the eateries. We have kept it open for anybody from the food ecosystem to come. It's a full day program, and so you can communicate it through your channel also for people to come and join us on that day.
So you spoke about that Turkey incident, about that knowledge. You mentioned about the incident what happened in Turkey.
Turkey, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to know in this seminar, have we invited chefs, hotel chefs?
Yes, so we have invited. See, it's a public event. So we have reached out to all the chefs, all the owners, because we also believe that when it comes to small properties, largely they are owner driven, because many of these things will require little investment and little compliance. So it is important to have the chefs, the owners, or the engineering team from different ecosystems. So all are welcome.
I have a question to the Director of Food and Drugs. मॅडम, महाराष्ट्रात तुकाराम मुंडे जो कमिशनर अपॉइंट जाला तेणे ज्या शैलीन काम सुरू केलां तेच्यो कितल्योश्यो जे हे आसा आतां फूड एंड ड्रग्साच्यो जे तेजे रेडी मारपाच्यो आनी जे स्कॅम एक्सपोज जाला तितून कितले जाणांचेच पॉलिटिशियन इनवॉल्ड आसा कितें आसा गोंयांत तुमी रेड मारतात प्रेस नोट दितात काम सोंपलें फुडें कितें करता तुमी
गोंयांत आमी इन्स्पेक्शनां जी आमची ऑलवेज इट इज अ रुटीन इन्स्पेक्शन चालूच आसतात एवरी डे अवर इन्स्पेक्टर्स आर ऑन द फील्ड वेदर इट इज इन नॉर्थ गोवा और साउथ गोवा वी हैव गॉट अ टेंटेटिव टूर प्रोग्राम as per the tentative tour program our inspections are going on in and around everywhere in Goa so and wherever the deficiencies are there if we depending on whether they are the minor major or the critical we are taking the action it's not that inspection झाले आणि काबार तशें आसना प्रेस नोट दिलो काबार तशें आसना मागीर तुमकां सांगले त्या प्रमाणे आमची इन्स्पेक्शनां चालू आसा एट द सेम टायम सॅम्पलिंग ऑल्सो through the sampling when it is analyzed we come to know whether it is an unsafe product whether it is meeting the standards and if it is not meeting the standards if it is not of standard quality the cases are filed in the collectors respective collectors the cases are heard properly and thereafter the decision is taken the FPOs whoever is there they are penalized if it is an unsafe product then the cases are filed in the JMFC court and in the JMFC as per the judge is giving the penalty so it is not that we don't do we are doing our work is always there and we are continuously on our field officers are doing continuously field work
फायन मारतात आनी मागीर ते परत रिस्टार्ट जातात ते कशी
स्टार्ट करचेच पडटा न्ही when he gives we tell them there is a format inspection report is there wherein the inspector writes these are the deficiencies 1, 2, 3, 4. So he has been given, as per the law, he has been given 14 days time to compliance. And if he complies within that time, after he complies, the compliances are verified by our officers. And if it is found satisfactory, then only he opens it.
कितें तुमचे कडेन कंप्लेन येता ते कशी भशेन फायन मारता?
It all depends. We get the complaints from various, either even the WhatsApp group or WhatsApp or through the email or the registered post or over the phone. All types of complaints are entertained by our department. They are acknowledged and the officers go on the site immediately as per the severity of the problem, and they are investigated. They are checked for the compliance under the FSSAI rules and the regulations. If it is not fitting, if it is very critical, immediately we tell them to stop. We take an undertaking from that date. They will not open the premise unless he gives the compliance to that deficiencies. If it is a minor thing, we give them one certain type of deficiencies are there which can be complied within a 1 day or the 2 days. Certain types of infrastructure development changes, modification, it takes time like 15 days. Then they take depending on the observations and the deficiencies, they comply and they report.
आमी पॉलिटिकल प्रेशराचेर काम करतात काय कशें? लिसन, वन क्वेश्चन इज दॅट 70 हांगा एक रेस्टॉरंटाचेर तुमी रेड मारलो, ताच्या पयलीं एक आदले दीस तो हांगसर एक इनफ इज इनफ ह्या मिटिंगेक उलयलो मिनिस्टराचे एगेन्स्ट, तेजी रेड मारलो. सेकंड टायम तेणें त्या रेस्टॉरंटाक मिटींग घेतली इनफ इज इनफाची, तेजे हॉटेल रेस्टॉरंट डेमोलिश केला. हे कसली क्रायटेरिया तुम्ही यूज केली ताका?
See, our department doesn't work on the political pressure. Let me be very clear. So, जेन्ना inspection केलें, ताजे license नाशिल्ले, some deficiencies were there. That definitely that is the reason we have told them to stop.
So,
There will be some deficiencies in there.
दुसरे क्वेश्चन
मॅम एक क्वेश्चन
तांकां सक्षम करात पयलीं.
मॅम एक क्वेश्चन म्हाका आसा. आतां जे फूड स्टॉल्स आनी फूड कार्ट्स आसता पळय, ते जे करता जेवण बिवण, तांकां हँड ग्लावज आनी कॅप आर मॅन्डेटरी, पूण खुबशे स्टॉल्स आनी कार्ट्स पळयला ते यूज करिना. सो तेजेर एक्शन बी कितें?
Yeah, it is a basic hygiene. When what we call basic hygiene, in that the personal hygiene is very important. तातूंत ताजे हँड ग्लावज घालपाक जाय, ताजी कॅप घालपाक जाय, एप्रन घालपाक जाय, ताजी the clothes which is wearing has to be clean and neat and clean. The surrounding has to be clean. It all comes under the basic hygiene. So तू म्हणटा पळय, when you say it is street food vendors basically. So as a part of under the initiative of FSSAI, we try to give them the training. Every year we see that most of the majority of the food business operators, which are the street food vendors, they are brought together and we give them the training on the basic food hygiene practices. So at the same time, but still if they don't, because it is all attitude of a person. So it is not one time आमी तांकां ट्रेनिंग दिली आनी काबार जालें तशें ना. It is a continuous process. So continuous we are in the process of giving them the training. At the same time, when our inspectors go again, तांकां जर they if they are not following all these things, we take action.
महाराष्ट्रान हे केला की स्कुलाच्या सराउंडिंग 100 मिटराचे म्हणजे जंक फूड किंवा चिप्स हे बीन हे करपाचें विकपाचें ना अशी बंदी घातल्या. सो गोंयांत तुमी कितें विचार केला काय कॅन्टिनांनी सुद्दां स्कुलाच्या कॅन्टिनांनी चिप्स विकतात, सगळें कितें कितें विकतात. सो तुमी तेजेर कितें विचार केला?
As per the directions which we get from the FSSAI, we give the directions for FTOs. As of now, we have not got any direction from FSSAI regarding the banning of all these items. So if we get the direction from FSSAI, we will definitely take action.
अजून गोवा गव्हर्नमेंट म्हणून असं अजून काय निर्णय घेऊन ना.
As of now, we have not taken.
महाराष्ट्राचे कमिशनर ज्या पद्धतीने काम करतात ते पद्धतीने तुम्ही काम
Madam, the colleges, hospitals, government-run canteens that we have here, does the FDA also look into these places? Because we get a lot of reports of these FDA raids, but they are primarily related to private businesses.
No, we do inspect all the premises and in the schools and the colleges and higher secondaries, we do inspect.
Have you all found any lapses in the recent past?
We find different types of lapses. Some of the lapses, in fact, I can tell these are the basic things like as I said, the hygiene is not maintained. cooked and uncooked food is not kept properly, or non-veg and veg is not kept properly in a segregated manner. Then the premises not clean, dustbins are open. These are the pest control documents are not there. Health sanitization cards of the workers are not present. Then cleanliness is not maintained. Floor is clean. These are the things which does not require more investment. That can be prevented and that can be complied at their own level. That is the reason we also give them the training at the colleges and the higher secondary canteens.
My question is to next Mr. Jain. When you have big restaurants and 5-star resorts, they can afford to have the level of standard, the gloves, the chef's hats and all whatever is required to be changed regularly. But when you consider a small business, a small eatery catering to just 10 people in their sitting area, how would the financial implications work on a restaurant that does not have the revenue generation to keep up with these kind of standards?
Okay, so I'll not be able to answer much on the revenue side of it because it's a different subject. It's definitely a challenge. However, as ma'am was explaining, there is something called basics. Even if you are going to a street vendor, like in India, Golgappa or Puchka is a very famous thing and everybody loves to go and eat. But now you will find them that they will have Bisleri water just to show you that they are using a clean, because they have realized that you and me won't come and eat. But yes, India has different strata. You have different levels. Expecting every level will transform, it's a journey. So through Saksham, we are saying, let's enable. You and me, when we start demanding, when we become aware, then probably the overall ecosystem will change. Why only go out in a commercial establishment, even at our own places? When I was young, my mom will tell me, go and wash your hands before you eat. It's a very basic thing. Now, translate that, when you are cooking for someone, are you washing your hands? Now, these are the basics. So, awareness has to be created. India will not transform in one day, because you're right. The economics plays a very big role, but let's make a beginning. That's the whole idea.
But is there any strategy that you guys have in store where you can reach to this last mile, the Golgappa guys, the Vada Pav stalls on the
So, as of now, we are, because whenever we do conduct a seminar in any city, what we get is about 100 and 120 people, because we do it in a venue which can accommodate about that. It is not that those 100, but when all of you start writing, see, that will have an impact. So when something, it's a movement which we need to create. And a movement, it's like Andhi. So once we start talking about it, then it becomes a discussion. Where it is not getting discussed. Let's bring it on top. Then you will find that not only 5-star or somebody who is a street food vendor, everybody will start talking about it. So awareness, like when COVID happened, you were not required to tell me cover your mask, cover your face. Everybody was doing it because there was a fear, there was awareness, and all of that was happening. So this entire initiative, I'll say, and though we are not into compliance enforcement and all, we are into business of refrigeration, whereas HCF is into business of planning and other things. We decided, because we work with this, we need to give it back to the society. So it's an initiative which we have taken. It may impact out of 100 people, chances are 10 will remember one thing each. But then I go back to when I was a kid, I was told a story and I would like to relate to it. There was a kid which was walking on the seashore and he was picking up one starfish and throwing it in the water, and somebody saw and he said, how many can you save? I said, it made an impact to the one which I have thrown back. One incident, one learning, and one step at a time. So it's a movement, let's step a step. Hopefully things will change.
Sir, is there any
emergency आम्ही खुबशे पयले जे सेफ्टी मेजर्स फायराचे आसता ते आमी व्हडल्या व्हडल्या हॉटेलांनी करतात, बट स्मॉल हॉटेल्स एवरी किचन जे आसा तितून एक गॅस आसता, सिलिंडर आसता, तेज्या खातीर सेफ्टी नॉर्म्स खंयच पळयना आमी. इवन स्मॉल हॉटेल्स आसुनी किंवा गाडीज आसुनी तेजेर कितें प्रोविजन करपाक आसा?
Under government policy, it is notified that the restaurant or occupancies which are coming under shop establishment, guest house and temporary structure, which are below 100 square meter and below, they did not have to obtain fire NOC. However, they have to comply with the fire safety norms that is required. Like they have to install first aid fire extinguishers like ABC, CO2 required. And for a domestic cylinder, it is usually kept in the kitchen. Whereas commercial 2 and above, they have to keep it outside the kitchen and create a gas tank under IS 6044, and compliance should be done under BIS 6044. Wherein they have to, we also insist them to put a gas leak detector, so that in case of any leakages, it will be integrated and it will give an alarm, so that people working around in the kitchen will know that there is something gone wrong and they have to activate themselves.
चेक कोण धरता काय म्हणटा बिकॉज खुबशे पयले
ना आमी जेन्ना 100 स्क्वेअर मिटरच्या वयर येता तेन्ना आमच्या कडेन येता. एक्चुअली जेन्ना आमी म्हणटा की 100 स्क्वेअर मिटरच्या सकयल हें आसपाक जाय म्हणटा तें सेल्फ डिक्लेरेशन तेंच्यांनी दिवपाक जाय, ऑक्युपायर किंवा ओनर आसा, and that self declaration they have to submit to the local authority or the licensing authority. So they have to, as sir and madam has said, that it is individual responsibility. So त्याच्या वयर जितलें आसा, if suppose one restaurant is there and he is using LPG 3 or more, then it comes to us, we go and inspect, tell them to install gas pipeline as per IS 6044, and compliance is done, then only we issue NOC to store the LPG gas cylinders.
So what is the major reason that you see lapses related to fire safety in restaurants, like something that is so common that many restaurants are not following, which is simple?
Yeah, actually, as far as restaurants are concerned, it is a small assembly place where footfall is also higher. So usually we recommend, in view of fire safety, kitchens we take into consider, and then depending on what is the risk inside, like if you are taking LPG gas tank outside your kitchen, then pipeline will be there. So pipeline should be either MS or steel. Now, if you see the coastal line, if it is MS, it gets corroded fast. So nitrogen pressure testing is to be done, so that there should not be any leakages. Whenever joints are there, they should be properly tightened up. When they do a welding and around the corner, the seaming should be done properly. So they should have an isolation valve at particular place, particular pipeline, so that if there is a leakage, it can be isolated immediately and leakage can be reduced. And in a kitchen, they should have a heat detectors installed, so that if there is a fire or a smoke, it can be immediately known to, and it should be integrated with the detection system, and it should be able to give an alarm, so that immediately people around will know that something has gone in particular zone, and they should be evacuated from that. And also they should put some instructions as what is to be done, and basic first aid fire extinguishers to be installed, fire blankets to be put up, and proper housekeeping is required, which is very important. Now, flammable things should be kept aside, and they have freezers and everything. Big commercial kitchens, they have multiple things stored at different places. So this should also be to be taken into care, and all signages should be put properly, so that in case of emergency or the person who is not well to do with the premises should come outside within the possible time.
So how does the fire department look at the use of pyrotechnics and all in clubs, and especially the kind of infra they use, like those coconut leaves and to make the
we from the fire department, after the incident, director has already issued guidelines to all the hospitality concern, and already collector, I think, honorable collector also issued that pyrotechnics this should not be used during all this entertainment program. So since it doesn't come under our purview, we when we go for inspection, we usually tell them that concerned authority should take note of it and correct actions to be taken.
Recently, जो वर्ल्ड आमचा आरपोरा घटना घडली दुर्दैवी घटना जितून 23-24 जाणांचो मृत्यू जालो बर्ज फायर ते फायर नॉर्म्स फॉलो केल्ले काय म्हणून
Actually, fire safety ते एक रेस्टॉरंट असले, सो फायर नॉर्म्स तेंच्यांनी फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर जे रिक्वायर्ड असले ते फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर्स वयर घातलेले आणि त्यांची LPG जी गॅस बँक असते ती वयर असते. सो जे नॉर्म्स जे जाय पर्टिक्युलर नॉर्म्स जे आसा फर्स्ट एड फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर्स वगैरे जाय ते असले, पण तेचेर जे फ्युअल लोड असलो किंवा तेंच्यांनी जो भितन ऑन तेका 2 एक्झिट्यूय असले, बट ऑन द पार्ट ऑफ मॅनेजमेंट they had locked one backside door, so wherein people were not able to get access to get out of the premises. So it's, as I said, it is an individual responsibility of the occupier to see that these things have been complied with.
तुमची ऑडिट असना ऑडिट जायना तुमची
आम्ही इन्स्पेक्शन करता. So आता we have come with third party empanelment. So we have come up with a third party empanelment wherein third party agency will do an inspection. We do inspection yearly. Our fire NOC is to be renewed every year. Now we have gone to the 5 years, and we have appointed third party agencies where they will check up, and every 6 months they will submit a report of the particular premises so that the system which is installed is intact and in operations.
We'll take one last question.
I wanted to ask on fire audit. Okay, fire department was supposed to do fire audit after this Burj fire. So, like, have they completed that, and how many residents have actually complied with this fire safety norms?
Actually, we issue a no. Fire audit is basically done as per the applications that have been that usually comes to the portals, and then jurisdictional officers or the competent authority goes and inspect the premises. Inspection of the restaurant is under process, and it is ongoing process. So, number of applications which we have received. That is under those inspections, as per inspection receipt, we inspect the premises, issue them a fire safety recommendation, and after compliance we issue them NOC. Now it's with the if it is below 100 square meter restaurant, there are a number of restaurants which are below 100 square meter. So these rest with the local authority. So occupier or occupant has to take fire compliances as per recommended in notifications.
Sir, is there any possibility of you signing MOU with government of Goa?
As of now, there is no such discussion because our objective is very clear. We are going to different cities to create awareness. And like today, this discussion, my humble request to all of you, yes, incidents will happen unfortunately, because no matter whatever control you put in, accidents do happen. Are we creating, do we get bogged down with that accident, or we move forward by creating a narrative, by creating an awareness so that 10 such incidents which do not get reported can be stopped. Now that is what is important. So we will also request you that please join us on the 14th. Create a new wave, I'll say, where we start talking about not as an incident, but how we can change the entire ecosystem, where we say, hey, Are we food compliant? Are we talking about safety? Are we taking care of sustainability? So that is very, very important. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shweta ma'am. Thank you, Shilpa sir. Thank you, Arvind sir, for joining us. I would request all of you